Hey, this is Matthew.
And this is Andrea.
Welcome back to Nerd News. Today it's time for another statue review and unboxing.
Today we have Deathstroke from Diamond Select's DC Gallery Diorama series.
Yeah, and can I just talk about, before we go any further, this is enormous. Look at the size of this thing.
It's bigger than either of our heads.
This is really, really big. I'm surprised it's actually this enormous, but apparently it is. But it's still pretty lightweight. Oh, where'd Andrea go?
I'm now part of Minecraft. Oh, a Minecraft figure.
Accurate.
Ooh, pandas.
So yeah, as you guys can see here, this box is bigger than normal, which, it's not like it's that big of a statue. The thing is, he has these two swords that we'll see in a minute when we take him out of the package that are just bulging out of him. That's what makes it so much bigger than it actually is.
They needed extra protection.
They basically needed a lot of extra wiggle room for this piece. And you can see a little bit of that on these two side panels that the box has, as well as the handy-dandy sunroof, which barely fits in the shot.
And on the back, you have his bio, which tells us absolutely nothing. Literally tells you nothing. It's like the most vague bio that you could possibly have. It is designed by Caesar and sculpted by Alterton, two guys that we are very familiar with.
Yeah. So I think we need to just go ahead and get Deathstroke out of the box, because I want to see all the little details this guy has. I think he's going to have a lot more going on than we expect. And now here is Deathstroke completely out of the packaging, and you can see this is a really cool looking piece. Yeah, it's kind of really the first word to say is ooh, because it's a real showstopper, I gotta say.
I don't really know Deathstroke from the comics. I know him better from, CW, and of course from Teen Titans Go. Or as they call him, Slade! But this is just a really beautiful piece. I mean, this is outstanding craftsmanship.
Yeah, I know this is a real Andrea piece, because I think we really can't go much further without talking about the texture, because there is so much different texture on this character.
Yeah, that might be part of why I'm loving this so much. Because you have his arms and his body, the bodysuit. It
has the chainmail on it.
Oh god, it feels so good. You should touch it.
Yeah, it's like...
touch it!
Oh yeah, it's like you can scratch yourself on it.
Yeah, but you have the gloves and the boots have the
leather kind of texture.
And his butt. But then you also have you have the shells. You have his scabbard, which is a different texture than the rest of him. I mean, there's just so much going on. And then, of course, the mask, which is super smooth.
And then the base, which is super rough and rocky.
Yeah, but you also have the translucents, which are smooth, but they're just adding depth. And, of course, you have the batarangs. Of course, are our favorite diamond death traps.
So there's a lot going on in this piece. It's a lot to break down. So, I guess first things first, let's talk about the pose, since we've gotten the texture out of the way earlier than normal. And this is a real good Deathstroke pose, because he is clearly in battle. He's marching to kill someone here. This is a pretty action-packed, good pose for storytelling.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he means business.
He really does, because he is just going forward. You can tell the energy of this piece is that he's stepping forward, and no one's getting in his way, because he just clearly cut somebody down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely some kind of a dark, foggy night, because we have this really cool, on both sides, the translucent smoke piece there.
Well, it might not be a foggy night, because that could easily be something coming up from the ground.
Could just be grenade smoke, too, kind of clearing the way. So, whatever it is, it's cool. And
there's smoke. That's all that matters.
And there are multiple batarangs on the ground, so, he's, at this point, maybe he just finished killing a bunch of dudes, and Batman just shows up to be like, no, Deathstroke, you're bad. Or
maybe he's fighting someone in the Bat family.
It could be anybody, yes. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot to actually break down, which is really nice.
Yeah. This just keeps telling a story. Every which way you look at it, there's something different and interesting to look at.
Yeah. And I love how he's loaded up all these weapons, because he's Deathstroke. He has to have a trillion stupid unnecessary weapons.
Yeah.
So he has, a sword here, a sword there, gun in the holster, his bow staff on his back, and who knows what else is in his leg pouches and his belt.
Yeah. Speaking of the weapons, I will say this. So this, clearly he was in the middle of doing something. It looks as though he's just he swished the blade somehow. But because the color is just so kind of one note, it's not doing it for me the way that some of the other translucent pieces have, because it looks almost like it's water coming out of it a little bit. What I would have really liked is if maybe there could have been a little bit of color, maybe a little bit of red on the tip, or just splattered throughout, so it looked almost like he cut someone, and that was just the blood, moving and whatever.
I'll be honest, I think this is totally unnecessary, entirely, actually.
Well, I agree with that as well.
I think you don't need it. I think these two bits of smoke, if you just want to include something translucent to have something translucent, the smoke does the trick. Mm-hmm. This just kind of gets in the way.
Yeah, well, that's...
Doesn't add much to it,
Yeah, that's why I said that I'd rather it had either been a weapon, like a scythe or something, or they added a little bit of color to help show something in the story. Otherwise, it doesn't really do it for me.
I think he could have just had a gun in his hand with some smoke coming out of it instead.
That would have been great, too.
Would have accomplished the same effect.
Yeah, you could have had the sword in the scabbard, gun in hand with a little bit of smoke.
Exactly, yeah. There's a lot of different ways you could have done it. That's really the big thing is just, it's not really needed this little bit here.
Yeah,
that's kind of what we're getting at.
But that's like the only thing I can really nitpick. I mean, you can see the outline of his muscles. You can see the way that the suit stretches on the muscles.
Same thing with the underwear and the boots as well. You can see the flow of fabric very nicely.
It's overseas. And his face is really cool because since you got the half and half, you have the orange side, which has the eye. But on this side, you can see the outlines of his eyes, his nose, and even his mouth. Of course, he's got the ears, but the ears are actually kind of cute because they're very rounded. So
nothing cute about Deathstroke.
I'm sorry. Look at these ears.
All right, fine. They're a little cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
see?
protect them. I mean,
yeah, I know, but I like that they show that it's protected. He's protecting himself. But yeah, it's a really dynamic and interesting piece. There's just a lot going on. I think they really did a great job on it.
In terms of paint application, this is very, very clean overall. There's like a little bit of schmutz over in this area, though. It's a bit of the gold paint that looks like got misplaced. But other than that little gold spot, there's nothing else really to worry about. The problem is, again, it's fairly front-facing, so you will see that. So if you're buying this in person, hopefully, you'll be able to see that and spot it before you pick it up. Because as always, since Diamond does have the window display, we suggest if you can get it in person, take a look at it that way, and you'll have a better idea of what you're getting. But if you can't, overall, there's not really much to complain about. It's a very, very clean piece. And they're, all things considered, so many small bits and pieces going on here. It's very excellently executed. Yeah,
in fact, you mentioning the gold made me... There was one other thing that we didn't talk about with the texture and the detailing. The gold pieces themselves, everything that's painted gold, with the exception of even the handles. Every single thing that's painted gold is a different texture. So around his neck, you have something with bumps. You have the shells over here. This armband is shaped almost square like a crown. And on this side, you have circles. It's such a great little detail that they put these little details in, Yeah. And it just helps make him a more complete figure.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this piece. That's where the best thing we can say is that there's so much going on. Good storytelling, very good pose.
God. Even the way that the chainmail clings to his legs. You gotta see this.
Yeah, it's actually standing up more and raised up because it's moving, whereas the one on this side is pointed down.
Yeah, you can see the musculature.
There's actual flow going on with it.
That's just so cool.
That's a real top-notch piece here that is a cut above the rest, if you will.
Ooh, I see what you did there. Nice. But yeah, seriously, I mean, this is just wow. What else are we gonna say? It's just wow.
Well, that's true. It has a lot of wow factor for a character who, typically he's been not like very samey kind of poses or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one really does stand out, and it does pop, which is funny. Like this dark, stabbing, killing character is really bright and popping out, and
that's what I want. I feel.
If you want to get killed by someone, you want to see him coming. But yeah.
No, that too. But I meant more of it as a display piece.
Yeah.
I want something that's just gonna catch people's eyes.
This really does that trick. Yeah. Everything about it, the color, the paint, the pose, all the texture, it all adds up to be a really, really practically perfect piece.
It really is, and this is like such a weird thing because I don't think I've really gotten this vibe from a lot of the statues that we've reviewed. But this one in particular makes me want to learn more about the character.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it does the job.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what it is because it's not like I haven't seen him in different incarnations. But this statue really does make me want to learn a little bit more about the comic book version. So that unexpected, bonus there.
Yeah. So that's our look at Deathstroke from Diamond Select's DC Gallery series. It's super detailed, really great piece altogether. Just, nothing to complain about and just more to rave about.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to pick one up for yourself, you can head over to Diamond Select's website and get it from them.
Or you can use our affiliate links down below.
They help us out a ton and cost you nothing extra. So until next time, I'm Matthew.
I'm Andrea.
And we'll see you guys again here on Nerd News Today for more statue reviews and unboxings and everything else we do here on this channel. See you later.